I'd define Generation Z as being very unique and everyone having their own ways of thinking, their own mindset.
I feel like our generation knows what they want.
We're creators, we're innovators, we're entrepreneurs, activists.
On time, in time, online. One time for your mind, instant access, pay less, no stress, high performance, never settle for less.
I would define my generation as a generation that exists within the fringes of complete immersion in technology and dabbling into technology.
Our generation is very technologically impacted, so like technology really it's taken over our generation. When we go to school, we're on our phones or computers, or they're using projectors to teach us.
I would say Generation Z is very pragmatic and more sensible when it comes to issues of, career choice.
It might be the one generation that is the hardest to define just because of how diverse it is. It's not a monolith.
Some stereotypes about my generation are that we don't like to work, that we are constantly on our phones, which is probably true, at least in my case.
I feel like all teens aren't that lazy. Like, some might be lazy because everyone's not lazy. Like, many people are interested in extracurricular activities or sports in general.
The way we've grown up just leads a lot of other generations to believe that we are, just in our screens, we're buried in social media.
I use Instagram, I use WhatsApp, I use Snapchat, I use YouTube.
I use a bunch. I use Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook.
The one I use the most is probably Instagram. And that's just to keep up with the times, see what celebrities are doing, see what my friends are doing.
I get my news on Snapchat and Instagram, like everything that's like from shootings or stabbings or whatever happens.
My ultimate dream is to be a talk show host, and I'd love for them to play this clip when I have my show. I feel like that's not even going to be a thing in the future, so honestly I have no idea. Whoever's hiring, I'm literally down.
I see my path being very entrepreneurial. I'm happy with just a small business as long as I have that control, and if I want to take a month off, I can do that even when I'm 40.
For Generation Z, I think instead of work-life balance, it's almost like work-life integration. The very act of living revolves around work and making it so meaningful that it doesn't even feel like, a job.
Activism, it's a lot through social media. That's one way to reach a whole mass of people, like the hashtag #MeToo movement.
Unfortunately, sometimes activism just dwindles down to a hashtag, but hashtags start conversations and hopefully conversations lead to action.
I think activism, it's not rioting in the streets. It's just sending a very powerful message and getting people to listen and understand what the problem is and giving them the opportunity to fix that problem.
You'll see on social media relationship goals, something like that, yeah. People think that's cool now. It's more popular, and lots of kids my age do date and have relationships. To me, it's a waste of time because we're so young.
In my age group, people are always talking about dating and marriage and stuff like that, and everyone's really over dramatic about it, and it makes me laugh sometimes.
Constantly being featured on one Snapchat stories, that is, I think, what some people in Generation Z consider to be a meaningful relationship.
I don't really care about what our generation is called because Generation Z doesn't define us in any way.
I never really hear people call me that. I think everyone just calls anyone born in 1990 on just millennials. They don't remember there's another generation in there.
I actually am not fond of Generation Z, the name, because it implies that there's an end. Like the alphabet, it's that's where it ends.
I think it's a pretty cool name.
Fulfill your lifelong dream, webcam, live stream, high-speed connection, your reflection, next generation, interactive communication. Who's in the biz with the text messages? Hardware, software, server providers, corporate businesses.